Hello and welcome back. If this is your first time here, I'm Jaylynn Alexis, and this is a general timeless reading. That means whenever you come across this reading, whether it's a year from now or right as I upload it, if you're already a subscriber, it's probably meant for you, okay? You'll know within the first few minutes if this is your reading or not, but I definitely felt called to do just a general reading, so it doesn't matter your sign or when this was posted. I will be kind of light on the astrology as of now because this is timeless, but I do want to mention that this is this is a day away from Sagittarius season. Venus and Mercury have already moved into Sagittarius and the sun is next, okay? So for what that's worth, that may or may not mean something to you. So for a lot of us, this reading is going to be about the tangible manifestations, if not money itself, okay? Let's shuffle some more. I read intuitively if this is your first time here. And we have the Four of Coins, the Wanderer, which is the Fool, and the World card. Okay. We have the Awakening on the bottom, 20. So I believe this would typically be the Judgment card. What I'm getting right away, as we approach these holidays, the holiday season, it's typically a big deal for most people, regardless of your religion, beliefs, rather or not you have people to spend it with, and it definitely has some type of impact on everyone in some way. A lot of you right now are finding yourselves holding on to things. Perhaps you're spending less and in anticipation to spending more later, or there's some worrisome energy around money. And if it's not money, it's just some type of tangible resource, okay? However, in Sagittarius season, and if this isn't that time for you, if you're not watching this as I upload it, Sagittarius energy is probably going to be very applicable, okay, regardless of the time of year. But I see a whole new fresh start, fresh perspective, which is very related to the sign of Sagittarius, and for lack of better terms, awakening. Okay, you're awakening to different parts of yourself right now that require you to quite literally let go. This can be this Ace of Coins, Four of Coins energy can be sort of frightening. Okay, together these make the Five of Coins. The Five of Coins in tarot is change. Okay, any suit, the number 5 is change, and change can be scary sometimes. Some people embrace it and love it, others not so much. Okay, it can feel like you're jumping off a cliff without a safety net right now. And the world, I mean, yeah, I'm getting this fear-based thinking, and I understand, first of all. However, the awakening part of this and your blessings are on the other side of your fear. Okay, let's shuffle some more because I want to get more into, well, all of this. So you should know by now if this is your reading. We have the Hermit. You may be looking at yourself right now thinking, I've been in this situation before. There's a sort of loop energy that I'm getting when it comes to money in particular, change that tangible item if you need to apply. But also, if it doesn't resonate, just leave it totally. This Hermit energy is a loud sign to go within. What does it mean to go within? And the hardest time to sit down and meditate is when you have these very 3D, very real issues that your brain is constantly trying to resolve itself. And I think that's part of the lesson here. So when you make these changes, okay, when you get out of the cycle, the loop that you're so familiar with, you may begin questioning yourself. You may be doubting yourself even. With the Emperor, you may be too hard on yourself, or there's something very harsh within your environment that's making you look at yourself and be like, what can I do about this? What can I do about this? How can I fix this as soon as possible? I just want to move forward. But there's things that you're trying to move forward with you that aren't able to come with you. Because if you were to take these ideas, these self-concepts, these problems that are very, I understand how we can get stuck with certain topics, okay? But those are the things that have kept you safe, and maybe it's worked out for you in the past, or maybe because you were so diligent and vigilant in overcoming these problems previously, even if it was stressful, even if it was really taking too much out of you, it may have worked. And that's what I feel your spirit guides, or whoever it is, your higher power, okay, is trying to get across to you. The message here is this new version of your life isn't able to, like, it doesn't have the capacity. Like, those are the things you need to change, okay? Let's get more into that, because I know that's very vague the way I just said that, but this is also a reminder that your 3D world will always distract you if you let it, okay? Let's see. There's definitely a need to ease up on the reins and to be a little softer with yourself, okay? And that's how this change is going to come about. The Ten of Wands, yes, you are really finding yourself feeling overworked, feeling like you're putting in all the effort and perhaps not getting the results that you want right now. However, the only reason these things are coming up is so that we can redirect, right? So this isn't me just calling you out on, bad habits and bad behaviors. We're also going to discuss what to do moving forward, right? So with this Ten of Wands, I feel this energy of when you do go into meditation, or what it is that whatever tool you're using to go deeper within yourself and your psyche and your subconscious, okay, you're almost taking that same approach of, let's conquer this so we can reap this. And where I totally agree, yeah, it is something you need to conquer. However, it's not this battle war type energy when you're going into this meditative, more stable energy within yourself, okay? This Ten of Wands sort of indicates, okay, I need to meditate like hardcore. I need to pull out all the tricks from the bag. Like, this is a big thing I'm about to make happen, and I have to do it all. The King of Wands says, I know I'm worth it. I know I deserve it. Okay, and the king is the king of wands for a reason. The king of wands delegates, and he also is a master manifester. Okay, things come very quickly for him. So if things have been moving slow for you, there's a good chance you feel a deep frustration, and that's going to, make rigid the path within yourself. So softening up, and really, I recommend journaling, because I feel like journaling is the key to actualizing what is really going on within your mind. Some of us here today are a little too mental. Not mental, but too much in your head. Okay. And there's a need to ground your body. So when you have these ideas coming through you, the ideas are probably pretty good. However, you're needing to ground them into the physical realm. Okay, so these ideas, they come through your crown, they come through your energy field, and you may be feeling like it's sort of something you have to hold on tight to, otherwise you'll lose it. And if you don't follow through now, you never will. Again, I'm just getting this really hardcore approach to grounding these new ideas. And I understand because you want these ideas to come to life for you. That's why you're here in a physical body, right? Is to experience all life has to offer you and to be happy, okay? You don't want to necessarily carry all this baggage from the past. You've just gotten really used to it. So I see this internal battle with self. I see this struggle to get back to self. I feel like some of you are trying to get back to the way things were at one point, and I want to remind you that it's not backwards that we're moving, okay? These new changes that you're trying to ground are things that, these are better than you could imagine right now. Okay, from where you are right now, you're unable to see the full vastness and the full blessings of everything that's to come. And so you may feel like you're too nervous, too anxious. You have a lot of energy running through you, and that's why it's so important to ground it into the physical realm. Okay, because these are divine plans, divine ideas, and that requires a different version of you. It requires a version of you that is confident and very faithful to the higher energies, okay? You can fill that higher energies with whatever word you want. Let's see. Okay, I need to meditate, absolutely. And strength. So this will require walking away from situations. Okay, for some of you, there's situations with other people that have been pulling on your energy. And there's plenty of ways that you can have your energy pulled on. However, that pulling is keeping you holding tight, and it's going to take some effort to shut it out long enough for you to acclimate to this new version of yourself. Okay, I see a lot of you working on your self-concept and maybe even revising your self-concept, who you are, who you want to be, and what you're no longer about, things that you can't take with you moving forward, such as opinions about others, opinions about yourself, sometimes we hold on to these things because we identify so deeply with them, and sometimes we start to let go of those, and it's like, who am I now? Like, now who am I that I'm not enraged about politics? I don't know who that's for. Who am I now that I'm not arguing with this person all day, or I'm not working this crap job that I don't want anymore? As you move forward, it can sort of feel shaky. It can feel shaky, but that doesn't make it wrong to move forward, because that shakiness is really just you acclimating. You know how a plane gets turbulence? Okay, that little turbulence, depending on who you are, if you're accustomed to flying, it might not faze you much. That's a very good analogy, because you're grounding. However, you are reaching these new heights. And as you reach these new heights in meditation, and you unbox these fresh parts of yourself, these crucial parts of yourself, you have to have confidence. You find confidence in the whole runaround. You find confidence in the doing of what you say you're going to do. Okay, you don't have to start off confident, but you build confidence, and that's another matter of trust and faith. Okay, trust and faith might be very strong themes with you right now as you reach these new heights. And, if it's your first time on a plane and you start to feel turbulence, yeah, you're gonna look around and be like, okay, well, like, nobody else is freaking out, but I'm freaking out internally. That turbulence, it's new to you, it's foreign, and it can definitely make you feel for a moment like, what's next, like a mini panic attack. But odds are it's going to be over in a few minutes, a few seconds, and you're going to touch ground safely. Okay. Some of you might be traveling soon too. I know the holidays is coming up. However, this is timeless. So regardless of holidays, you may be traveling soon also. Yeah, there's definitely just movement forward energy. Okay, your guides are urging you to move forward in faith. And the more often you do that, the more confidence you'll find yourself having over time. Okay. What else do we have? I knew that card. Okay, we have the Tower. This can be unexpected change. This can be dramatic changes. This does not have to be negative. However, from your perspective right now, it may feel that way at first. One tip that I have for you, especially if you are into deliberate creation of your life, okay, deliberately living your life to the extent you feel joy and happiness and just that fullness, fulfilling energy. You might not see the full picture at this moment, but there is such a promise here of everything you want. Do you know how powerful this Wonder and this World card is together? I mean, it's you stepping into the highest, best, happiest version of yourself, okay? That dimension of reality exists. And I feel like this Tower card, this is what it's going to feel like. if only briefly. Okay, this should only be a brief thing. And it's also only when you look back for too long. This is natural. Okay, things are collapsing behind you because you're moving into something new. I didn't mean to scare you when I said this is whatever I just said, but it doesn't have to be the highlight and the thing that you get stuck on, because this Tower card here, this is that loop. This is you fearing going back into that loop. And the thing is, if you're doing what you know you need to be doing right now, okay, if you need to stop and get a journal and write down like prompts throughout the reading, there's plenty of prompts if you replay this. What are you so afraid of leaving behind? Because right now it's like you're holding on to things that you don't even necessarily want. I just heard, I have to. I'm doing this because I have to, not because I want to. And that's a very tricky statement. That's a very tricky statement because I am not lost on the ideas that we all have bills to pay. We have children to take care of. Some of us, we have responsibilities. Some of us are taking care of our parents, and these responsibilities, we can start to make those the excuses, or if not excuses, the reasons that we're not moving forward in certain areas, even though we know we need to. Okay. That I feel like is the loop for most of you, is maybe you've been doing things a certain way for so long and you're just now coming to this epiphany moment, this aha moment of, oh, I see why I can't take these concepts moving forward. I see how this doesn't fit in my dream life. And so, whereas, we do have responsibilities, it's what comes to you in your meditations, in that quiet space when your mind is silent. Okay, most of us have, I forget the number, but like 70,000 thoughts a day, right? If not more, some of us. You need to be monitoring those, and you can't monitor every single thought. How do you monitor that many thoughts? I'm going to tell you how. You pay attention to the state of mind that you're in. If you wake up and you're immediately stressed out because you got to be doing something that isn't aligned with your highest self, or you're stressed out because you just need a break and you've been, breaking your back trying to make sure everyone else is taken care of and your duties are fulfilled, that's truly a sign of insanity. It is. And I'm not shaming anyone because I know what that feels like. However, to move out of that, you have to better plan your mornings. Make sure you're up before everyone else. Okay, if you got to be somewhere, if you normally give yourself an hour to get ready for the day, in that hour, there's no time for any peace. How you start your day is what I'm trying to say. How you start your day is crucial. Okay. You may not carry the feeling state throughout the whole day if this is new to you. However, you're practicing. That's one thing I've come to learn in my own personal practices and my time spent developing, my self-awareness is, it's really just practice. It's just a matter of practice. You're not going to be perfect right out the bat, and it's not going to give you every single thing you want immediately. because you've been practicing something unwanted for so long. And that's all it is. You're either practicing something you want or you're practicing something unwanted. And it seems too simple. That seems way too simple. And it might frustrate you for me to say that. However, take note of that. I know it's frustrating. I used to listen to so much, not motivation. I don't particularly like motivation myself, but I used to listen to people say, everything is within you. If you want love, be love. If you want happiness, be happiness. And to be completely honest, it's taken me probably a decade. Not that it's going to take you that long. I don't believe it's going to take you that long. And I was very young when I started this journey. So don't apply my stuff to yourself. However, it's true. And I remember so much, all these times I would hear it and it just pissed me off. It made me even more frustrated because I'm like, yeah, it's within me. Like, this happened and this happened and this rando on YouTube doesn't understand that. And I understand. I understand that I am now the rando on the internet. However, I can attest to you, and my rock solid ego can attest to you that it really is true. Okay, this is a time where so many people are waking up, and there's certain things that just are not going to be acceptable anymore. There's things that aren't going to be acceptable on a global scale, on, a national scale, within our families, within our friend groups. But you see, that all starts within you. It does. And it starts with your self-concept. Because if you're looking at yourself, if you're waking up and you're like, fuck, I got to do all this work. I got to make all this money. I got to grind and hustle. Yeah, no, I understand you have responsibilities. And I'm not telling you to stop taking care of your responsibilities at all. Like, in fact, don't, don't do that. Be responsible. However, realize and take note of the thoughts going through your mind when you're doing these tasks. Okay, when you're having these conversations, what conversations can go? Like, what conversations need to stop? What topics are off limits in your conversations right now? Because boundaries are another thing. I didn't understand boundaries for a long time, and life jacked me up in the meantime. I'm like, okay, well, we'll learn boundaries this way. Okay, well, let's give her some boundaries this way. And life experience really is the best teacher. Words only teach us so much. Words give us the concept, but it's not until you experience it within your vessel, within your consciousness, okay? We are not our minds. We are not our bodies, okay? And I have a feeling if you're watching this long, you probably know that logically. And sometimes it just takes enough tower moments in life to make you sit down. Make you sit down and be like, yeah, I can do things differently. I see how I participated in something that wasn't of my highest good, that I didn't even like. It wasn't even of anyone's good. I see how I played a role in that, and you do that without gaslighting yourself. You do that without gaslighting others. It's a practice. And I'm here to confirm that is the path that you're on right now. And there's the awakening again. Okay, so if things feel a little bit scary, a little bit shaky, if you feel overworked and just sort of used up, there is something so beautiful that you're on the brink of, like right now in this moment. And I just feel like you have to trust that it's there before it can come. You have to let go of these painful things that, you may have been carrying around since childhood. You have to validate your pain within yourself, because it's just not something you can take with you where you're going. Okay, it's sort of an energetic exchange. The 10 of Coins and the Knight of Cups. Yeah, that's where the money is. It's on the other side of your fear. It's on the other side of your complaints. It's on the other side of all these very creative. Look, the ego, the ego is very creative, very crafty little thing. And it can morph. What's the word? It can just look like sort of a circus mirror, like a carnival mirror. Distort is the word. It can really distort what we have in front of us. And when you're in this 10 of Wands hustle and grind, it can be like almost infuriating to be like, wow, like that was it. Like I really just had to be nicer to myself. I just had to believe in myself, be a little more confident, to settle down and really have the tangible manifestations, this new reality that you're creating. I know, and I'm not saying this is you, but if this is you, when you start manifesting, okay, there are all these amazing coaches, some of them better than others. I'm not here to judge that. However, I know how frustrating it can be when you think you're doing the right thing and it's just like, oh shit, like it doesn't even work, or it doesn't work for me. Okay, that's the ego, right? It works for everyone else in the world, but it doesn't work for me. That's the ego. And the ego isn't something that needs to die. It's not something you need to bury and just forget about and just leave yourself an open freaking target for the world to take advantage of. No. The ego was created when you were really young and throughout your life experience, and all it wants is to protect you. So when you're confident, when you're heavily meditated, when you're believing in something bigger than yourself, your ego seems to take a back seat. And it's pretty incredible how things begin to shift in your favor. Okay, it's an inside job. Okay, you can write affirmations all day long. You can listen to all the subliminals, and those things help. Yeah, but again, all those things are just created to help you solidify this new reality. How do you do that? You put it into a feeling state. It is that heart space. Okay, you can write a book and tell me all about how good it feels to, let's stick with an airplane, how good it feels to fly an airplane as a pilot. And I can get into that feeling state given, the text that I'm reading. And sometimes that's all it takes. Or maybe I don't even need the text. I can just sit and think of, wow, I bet it's amazing to fly an aircraft and to, be in control of such a large piece of machinery and just see the curvature of the world and all of that. And so it's that feeling state. You know how you feel when you're a kid and you're about to, I guess, go someplace fun. Okay, you're about to go to Chuck E. Cheese and you're 5 years old, or whatever it was when you were 5, whatever got you excited. In that feeling state, you knew when you got in the car, like, y'all were going to be there. Yeah, you might have to stop, get gas, whatever. You might stop and eat on the way, whatever. But you knew, and you were so excited to get to where you were going. It was that feeling state, okay? There's definitely a call to listen to your inner child also. I think your inner child is really crying for attention. With this Knight of Cups and this Queen of Cups, it's definitely an emotional balance. I see a lot of you nurturing your inner child after this reading, maybe in different ways, or if you're already doing that, it's definitely helping you. There's a need to really lighten the load here. Okay. Maybe there are some things that you are responsible for that you don't need to be responsible for. You know, get really clear on what it is that you need to do and cut everything else out, because you're going to need that time. Like, you're not just doing this out in vain. You're here perpetuating this narrative that doesn't make you happy, that makes you very fearful and lackful. There's a lack here, okay? Excuse me. And to get ahead of this curve, to get out ahead of this energy and really have faith and see the things that you want coming into your life, you need time. You need time. You need quiet time where your thoughts slow down. My favorite thing is to find an AC-like noise, or just something. You can play it on YouTube and just sit for as long as you can and see how long you can focus your mind on that noise. Okay, it might only be like 10 seconds at first. That's okay. It might be longer than you thought, and that's going to help you build confidence. But when you start those practices where you can quiet your mind, this momentum of what's projected, right, in the everyday hustle and bustle, the momentum slows down. All those unwanted things, they slow down for you, and you have time to catch your breath. You have time to see things in a new light, and it's so refreshing. I see refreshment. I see new love. I literally see, I mean, you see what I see here. Maybe. But this Wanderer in this World card is the fresh start you've been asking for, been praying for, been waiting for. It's here. Okay, there is no more waiting. There is nothing serious going on here other than you learning yourself a little bit more deeply and allowing. Okay, let's see if there's any more before we go. Yeah. 8 of Wands, and then the Knight of Coins. Okay. The 8 of Wands tells us that's pretty much it. Go forward and learn yourself a little bit deeper right now. Okay. Don't allow these 3D things. I'm hesitant to refer you to anyone else's video with, as far as manifestation goes, but there is something called ignoring your 3D. Now, if you are a parent, if you have others that depend on you, if you have business that needs attention, I'm not saying, But when they say ignore the 3D circumstances in the manifestation community, there is so much power in that, so much that I'm not even going to go deeper to explain it, because it's really something you just have to test out for yourself. Okay, feed your kids, take care of your kids, take care of yourself. If you know there's emergency, obviously don't be stupid. I don't need to tell you that. But ignoring the unwanted circumstances in your life to the best of your ability, a little bit more and more every day. Okay, if you have somebody texting you on some bullshit, you don't gotta respond to that. Like, they know they're on some bullshit, okay? Sorry, that's just the first example that popped in my head. Move forward. That's the message here, is moving forward. Okay, packing light. I see a Virgo, a Leo, Aries. There's a lot of earth energy here. Just massive changes, okay, when you start implementing some of these things. So I'm going to leave it at that. I really like these little general readings. I may get back into the zodiac. You kind of just get what you get with me, because I'm called to different things at different times, and I really like these general readings. I know this one's kind of long. I would like to do some mid-length ones. However, the message comes out as it comes out, and it's not really up to me how long the videos are. So my intentions were that this video reaches everyone that it's meant for, that it is helpful to all that come across it and harmful to none, that I'm protected and you're protected throughout this reading, and just that it benefits us, that it benefits you, and me in continuing all of this. I love helping people, which leads me to say, if you want a personal reading, the link is below. If you are new here, I really appreciate it if you like and hit that subscribe button, turn your notifications on, and start thinking about the best case scenario and how that can go for you. Okay, all my links are below. Thank you, and I love you, and I'm bad at outros, so that's it.